So it's kind of funny. Actually, I think I wrote a blog on this one too. You ever watch that show with that guy Caesar? It's called The Dog Whisperer here in the
Yeah,
United
I've
States.
seen like
Okay.
one or two episodes.
Okay. So that's all you really need to see it because they're all the same. And the answer is always that the dog is not doing something wrong. You as the owner, as the master of the dog, are sending it conflicting and, unclear signals. And so it's behaving that way because it's confused.
Hmm.
And it's your fault that it's confused, right? So it's always the master's fault. And the Caesar spends the show, basically training the human on how to interact with their dog properly.
Hmm.
It's the same in software. I've had to take more than one C-level person out to lunch and say, you're the problem. And I don't put it like that because nobody reacts well to that. But, you have to kind of deliver the message that, you got to change your behavior here a little bit because, nobody else is going to get on board while you're doing this. And it comes down to like really, really silly, stupid stuff. And I'm sure everybody in the technology industry who has ever done a startup will just, do one of these when they hear this because they've all lived it before. And that's CEO out doing a field trip, talking to customers, talking to partners, potential investors, all the things, what a CEO should do. And somebody says something to them. And the next thing you know, they're on the phone with their favorite developer saying, oh, I've got this big meeting with so-and-so tomorrow. Can you just put this one feature, on the home screen, so that I can demo it? It doesn't have to work, but, I just, and the next thing there's all this unfinished work. There's buggy stuff, stuff that's, just, and the product starts to kind of bloat a little bit and it doesn't really have the focus that it should. That's never happened before in the real world. Right. But, it's stuff like that. Stuff like that happens all the time. And CEOs don't realize what a huge problem that actually creates for having a quality product that all the customers that have already bought it can use, and having a solid demo so that when your salespeople are doing a demo, there's not some random button they've never seen before that doesn't do anything or doesn't do what they expect.
Yeah, that sounds like a huge issue.
Yeah. But it's common. I see it all the time. I've lived it.
Mm.
I've been it. I've done it.
You've learned from your mistakes.
I've learned.